Hello everyone, welcome along to week 1 of Girt By Sea. Today we've got the Division 3 matchup between Nessy and SpareHands. Let's get straight into it. We've got the map draft here. First picks for each player. 4 lakes for Nessy, SpareHands going with Pacific Islands. Couple of bands here on a new map and a very random map in Splash Random. And then as we went through the admin bans, secondly, they've decided to ban the passage in Copenhagen. So we'll be starting this set on Golden Swamp. And as for the civs, a couple of good water civs go down with the admin bans. And we've also seen some very strong civs get taken here. Wu, Koreans, Byzantines, and Spanish all being banned. First pick for Nessy has been Persian, SpareHands taking Armenians. 2 very strong naval civs. And following on from that, again, you can see some very strong civs on water. Saracens, Berbers, and Portuguese for Nessy. While SpareHands has Japanese, Vikings, and Malians. Shall we get straight into game 1? Here we are. It's game 1 between SpareHands and Nessy on Golden Swamp. We've got Nessy playing as the Berbers, and we've got SpareHands in the purple playing as the Malians. Both players looking to scout a little bit with their water buffalo, of which there are 8, and they'll have 2 rhinos. Handily enough for SpareHands. His are in the back. Nessy's are where they usually spawn, across the front. The 2 players are largely opposite each other, so plenty of space in the middle to go dock and fight on water if they wish. And the main prize is in the middle, the 38,000 gold that sits there. That will be hotly contested over on this map. Let's see the fun that these 2 players can provide. Both players now in feudal, and we can see Nessy, with a better uptime, is deciding to go fires with the Berbers. Meanwhile, SpareHands is going to be queuing up some galleys here. SpareHands also taken the liberties to go 5 fishing ships, so very heavy. Nessy's only got the 3. You can see idle time on both players, very good. And the fires are going to land on the 2 docks. So 2 docks from both players. And out come the fire galleys, and they're going to fight, and the scouts are going to have a bit of a fight as well. And we can see here, galleys are going to slowly micro away from these fires. They're doing a very good job. But also, it looks like they're going to try and turn back, and down goes one of the galleys. And it looks like the second one will eventually fall as well. Galleys with a slightly... Oh no, they've got the same movement speed. A fire galley and a galley, these 2. Exactly the same movement speed. And that is because of the Berber bonus. Ships move faster. So you can play into fires with the Berbers, as they will have a good movement speed. Their fires will have a good movement speed. And here comes the next one in, and it's going to block. And that'll be the end of the fire. And there's more coming down on this side, trying to attack the fish and galleys here as well. You can see, again, idle time doing very well on both sides. Back at home, you can largely see a few farms coming out for SpareHands. Still got water buffalo to take. Still on berries. There's a lot of food under your TC here. And on the right side, we've also got a range and a barracks for Nessy. He's only now moving to berries. No farms yet. Still has some more water buffalo to take as well. SpareHands going to try and get some fish here. I think one is going to go down. It is. Fire is going to defeat this galley. Meanwhile, we can see here, there's a lot of fires from Nessy. And I think they're going to slowly clean up and win water. We'll hold up a minute. There's a demo in queue here. SpareHands going to try and hit the fires. Pretty solid. And there's another one still to come. Not an awful landing in the end there, but there's still the 2 fire galleys out. And a few archers are being made now from Nessy as well. Heading towards Castle Age now. SpareHands up first, but Nessy having done some serious damage with a few archers here. He's going to be in the middle, dropping a castle forward, and this should go up, especially as if we have a look at point of view, full water control has been won now, and SpareHands is going to have some trouble getting to here and denying this. Also going to drop a TC on the gold in the middle. Nessy with a very nice situation. These skirms are going to try and walk across the field, and it looks like they're not going to be pressured too hard by the fires. But I do think that it's going to be hard to deny this castle now. The question is, will he see it? Or will it go up completely unseen? Or it looks like he's going to notice it. He's going to walk in and he's going to see him very, very soon. Yes, he is going to see them, and he's going to have to walk out of this. Not going to be able to get much damage done here. This castle will go up. And the skirms are going to have to run. They've just been clicked into elite skirm as well. SpareHands also dropping a second TC. It's out on the right-hand side of his base. But the situation overall for Nessy does look quite nice. Does have a few more vills thanks to those kills from these archers that are still working their way through. Also looking to make a switch into... Well, there's some Cavalier coming, and it's going to be supported by Light Cav. And we can already see buildings are up regarding Castle Age. Already looking at what we've got here. Some Bloodlines and... yeah, some Bloodlines ready to go for... The cavalry, second TC up in the middle. Camel archers, they're going to be very hard to stop now. Nessy's looking good. And even a siege workshop coming up forward. Big score difference now. It's slowly going to increase from here. Nessy now with a ram on the barracks. A couple of light cav and the camel archers doing work around the side. And a scorpion as well. There is a lot of units here to help out. Is the barracks going to go down? Yes, it will. The Scorpion will counter these skirms. And we can see SpareHands able to drop a castle to the side. Got a Gabetto out. And able to drop some docks as well. Ram has now found its next target. It's the range. There's a lot of camel archers now. Skirms. They do have 7 range, I believe. Yes. So they will... Same range, will have the same range as the Scorpion, but it feels like these Camel Archers now, they're going to do a fair bit of work. They've already got 5 kills, one of them eco, and now they're slowly going to add a few more to them. And there we go. There's another kill. Ballistics in as well for Nessy. That's going to be hard. Hard to stop. It's going to get those Vil kills. You can see them go down. Another Ram on the way as well. Nessy's pushing very hard here. And the GG is called. That is game 1 to Nessy. Here. A very dominant display in the end from Nessy on the neutral map of Golden Swamp. The situation looked very good. Had middle control with a castle, with a town centre. One water with the Berber fire ships with that faster movement speed. And unfortunately for SpareHands, was not quite able to make it work or push back quickly enough. So that's game 1 done on Golden Swamp. It should now be game 2 on Pacific Islands. We'll take a look at the civs that were played there. So Nessy's played with the Berbers, got the win. Meanwhile, SpareHands played with last pick Malians next. Now it's over to Pacific Islands, and we'll get to see what the 2 players decide to go with. Time for game 2 of this best of 3 between SpareHands and Nessy. We were on Pacific Islands. SpareHands will be playing as the Armenians, a very nice civ for this map with the small wood lions and the ability to send the mule cart around. Meanwhile, Nessy is playing as the Saracens. Very handy if there's some eco imbalances. And got some very strong galley line as well if they want to play into that. And also the ability to take 40 units onto a transport ship. Not that that's going to be too much. That's not going to be used too much, I imagine. Map in the middle, we've got Pacific Islands, 2 islands in the middle, split by a river. Top one looks a little bit like Australia minus Tasmania. You got a lot of hunt. You got boars, deers, you got berries as well, woodlines. You got everything you need in the middle. Water control will be handy as water can range a lot of what is on these islands. However, which way will they go? Which way will they both go to the top, both to the bottom? Let's see what they can put together. Both players now looking to dock. SpareHands has decided to wall in his ville with a palisade, which is quite handy because if we look at the other side, Nessy has not done that. The transport comes in to help block, and the ville is now going to get attacked. And the ville's going to go down. Ville's got no loom. SpareHands is going to get a nice little lead here, but is the dock going to go up? Yes, it is. Nessy gets away with that a little bit, saves on a large amount of walking time, getting the dock down at least, but SpareHands with the first kill of the game. Both players now on their way to feudal. Nessy's just clicked up, has sent 2 villes forward, got to fight a wolf off in the middle, or tiger off in the middle, and he's going to try and double dock forward. Has seen that SpareHands has joined him on this island. So it's going to be an interesting situation now. How are these 2 players going to play this, and will things get spotted? At the moment, not spotted. Looks like Nessy's in for the ville. Does the ville not have loom? There's no loom yet for SpareHands. Went up without loom. Very risky. Tries to drop the ville off again, but Nessy's on it. Nessy's going to try and force this ville down and gets the ville kill back. And all whilst, those docks go unsighted and they're both going to go up. He's making fires out of a dock at home. He's going to try and win water with this. SpareHands coming forward here. 4 archers. 2 kills already. They've just taken out 2 of Nessy's archers. And there's skirms in queue to try and force this back. But it looks quite nice here. Maybe able to get a little bit of damage. These villes are going to be walking around a bit, trying to avoid and trying to go and do some work, gather some hunt. Skirm's in now. Keen to see how this one plays out. Try and micro down a ville. 5th archer comes in to help. I think this ville's going to go down eventually. Down he goes. And one more. Not bad. And walks away. However, at the same time, Nessy's taken down all the purple docks and is clearly 1 water now. Has 1 water and looks the closest to clicking up. SpareHands are not too far away. Does have the buildings, but just can't get the food, and he's floating a lot of res. Really needs to be able to spend some of that res or force down a market to get up. And here comes the market now, so Nessy's going to have the timing advantage on the way up to Castle Age as a result. Nessy now early Castle Age, pushing with skirms and mangonels. And is taking down the barracks with a fire ship. Does look quite nice. Has seen the stable. And there's going to be a knight out of that stable. And that knight will counter everything that's here. Question will be, is there going to be some micro to be able to get this knight down? It's 1 damage. It's 2 damage a hit, actually, from the skirms. Crossbow are here now as well to help out. Going to try and micro down these mangonels. Keep the army alive. And has managed to do so. And it does seem like it's going to be largely a clear up here for SpareHands. As Nessy tries to drop a TC, SpareHands has got a lot of gold and a lot of stone. And it feels like as soon as this is cleared up, the plan is going to be to come forward and drop a castle. And if the castle wants to go somewhere, castle's going to go here. Knight gets deleted in the meantime. Castle's going to come down. Nessy knows that there is now a castle up, and it is probably time to panic. There's no res for a counter castle here. May have to abandon ship. He's going to try first with a scorpion. But there's crossbow here, and those crossbow are going to micro the Scorp down. Can't see this castle being denied, and I think that's going to cause a lot of troubles for Nessy now. Going to try and convert another knight. Does have the counter unit for the crossbow, and does have the monk out for any knights that are here. Oh, knight goes around, runs around, but the monk goes down first to the castle, and Nessy's out of here. Nessy has already sent a bunch of vills to the top island. I think those came from home, and is now going to send even more. Has fully decided, okay, this island, not for me. Going to try and go to the top. And now we've got SpareHands trying to fight back on water, and it is the first one to click up to Imp, getting the War Galley upgrade as well. Nessy's on it. Nessy queued War Galley earlier. Gonna try and make sure he keeps his opponent off water. Really wants to stop those. Stop that from occurring, but there's gonna be... The docks that are here are gonna go down. One's already down, the other ones won't be far behind. SpareHands has got a lot of vills, but a lot of them are at home, and a whole bunch have got just about to run into a problem where they've got nothing to do. Nessy, meanwhile, still has a fair bit more res at home. Stone's about to run out. We'll be able to go to a few different wood lines. Both players seem to have largely agreed. Bottom island for SpareHands, top island for Nessy, and now will be a battle in Imp. At least in Imp for SpareHands, who's going to have a massive, massive timing advantage and is looking to redock like mad now. Really wants to get back on water. Knows this is the win condition now. Has the island to himself. Needs to get on this one. Winner on this island now. Whoever takes each other's island will win this game. And Nessy, getting extremely adventurous, is going to try and quickly force himself back onto the bottom island. However, I don't think he realized his opponent was just about to hit Imp. There's a demo shipping queue as well from SpareHands. I don't think he sees that there's a castle that's been dropped on his face. Castle's getting a fair few kills, even without ballistics at the moment. Nessy's going to click up now, but is a fair bit slower. Fighting on water now. Fire ships coming out. Still doesn't realize he's had a castle dropped on his face here. Yeah, these vills are still heading back. Vision is clearly somewhere else at the moment, but Purple, our Armenian player, does now have a presence on water. Both these civs really good with galleys, but both of them are playing fire galleys for the moment. You don't actually get fast fire ship with the Armenians, and you don't even with the Saracens. And look, I still think he hasn't realized. There's actually a castle on his face. There's going to be archery ranges drop. Saracens are going to go into Arb here, I think. And yeah, still, vills are coming out of this castle. Vills are coming out of this TC. Nothing has been seen yet. Archery ranges being dropped. Is Nessy about to find his way back into this? SpareHands is busy either at home. All these vills have got nothing to do. They're going to be transported over now. Probably the one point where the Saracen garrison space will be very handy. And has now figured it out. Hang on, gotta run. There's a castle on my face here. I wonder if Trebs are going to come. I wonder if Dramans are going to come. Yep, there's Trebs in queue now. Gonna have to try and trap this down, but a bit late. There could have already been Trebs onto this castle, onto this Saracen castle. Instead, timing's not going to be too bad. Nessy's going to be able to maybe defend this a little bit. Here come the Trebs. Trebs are out. Drummond on the way for SpareHands as well. Vill situation isn't too bad. 85-95. Nessy's not in an awful spot. However, there's comp bow and crossbow and braces coming in for SpareHands on this island. And the Drummond is going to help. Vills are coming across to try and repair the thing. However, I think it might be a little bit too slow. It unfortunately is. Castle drops. And with that, Nessy calls the GG. And we're going to have this series go into a deciding third game. It's 1-1. Well played by SpareHands there. Took control of the bottom island faster than Nessy did. Nessy tried to come back and was unfortunately unable to do so. And we're at 1-1 here in this best of 3 in the first round of Girt By Sea Swiss stage. You can see most created units, both players only making 9 fires in the end. Crossbows from both sides. You can also see their APM in the 30s. Floating res, we saw SpareHands had a bit of floating res there, cost his castle age time, but didn't matter in the end, was able to get the job done. 1-1, over to game 3. With Pacific Islands out the way, game 3 will be on Four Lakes, Nessy's home pick, one of Nessy's favourite maps. And if we head over to the Civs, we saw Saracens played, which went down. SpareHands playing first pick Armenians, and that got up. I imagine this is going to be Persians, Japanese. Persians are a very, very strong naval civ, or very, very strong hybrid civ, with the faster working TCs and docks. Four Lakes seems like a very good place to use them to be able to take advantage of both of those bonuses. Japanese get the cheaper mills, so that feels like my pick here, and no fire ships on Vikings, which feels like the little ponds that you get in Four Lakes doesn't seem right for me to see Vikings here. And Portuguese are good, but they're not Persians. Welcome to game 3 of this best of 3. We have got SpareHands playing as the Japanese on Four Lakes, and we have got Nessy at the top of the map playing as the Persians. You can see here already Persians in a nice situation. They're able to queue those extra villages and able to have 50 extra wood. Really helps with dock and fishing ship timings. Looks like both players have largely got a safe pond to the back, just based on where they are. Woodline's nicely situated. Both players also have got some forward stone, but nice gold patches to the side or to the back. SpareHands with the dock up first, despite playing Japanese. And here we go. Vil could be in trouble here. Yep, looks like an opposite of what we saw on the Pacific Islands. Gonna need to see some quick walls here. Otherwise, it's going to be an early Vil kill for Nessy. And down goes the Vil. Very good spot. Good win. Early advantage goes to Nessy, who's bringing the boar now at home. Both players on the way up to the feudal age now. You can see the scouts roaming around. Nessy, however, is going to try and forward dock this. Vil's coming in, supported by the scout and unsighted. And the question is, how far will this villager get? Will it find its way into and be able to build the dock before anything gets spotted? Or will there be some more problems? There's the scout. Notice that there's no one there. Where's the dock gonna go? Where is the dock gonna go? There it is, right in the corner. So that's not gonna be spotted. Or it is gonna be spotted, but probably won't get denied. Meanwhile, we've got army coming up in the middle. So we've got early galley for Nessy. I think that'll just be at home just to protect against the sneak. Good quick wall here to help get the archery range up. And we've got an archery range on the other side as well. However, dock's up on this side. Going to be able to get some fire galleys out. And if this hasn't been spotted, it's going to cause some trouble. Decent food count for SpareHands. May need to get on gold quickly though, because there will be need for some fires, demos, and maybe some archers to help out. It's going to be archers from Nessy at the top, and it's going to be some fire galleys at the bottom that are going to do some damage here. First one's just about to come out now, and There's the counter fire galley being prepared, but not until, well, Japanese fishing ships are tankier. But some of these are going to go down, and it looks like SpareHands is going to try and hold on to this pond with a second dock. Nessy's coming in with some archers and some massive walls at home, by the way. Skirms. So many skirms from SpareHands, and those are going to very much clean up the archery ranges here. Has also cleaned up what was on water. Nessy's actually going to keep trying to fight this for now. Maybe not a bad idea, but also is going to be slower to castle age as a result. 2 docks v1. I don't know if it's the right call, but for now, going to keep fighting this bottom pond. Also, only has the 3 fish on the top pond. Given it's safe, would have liked to have seen a few more added. It's got a nice Vil lead as well. Idle time is similar, but remember Persian TCs do work faster, and he's got 6 kills of those fishing ship down the bottom. So the Persian Eco is still flying along. He's going to be up very soon, about a minute behind. SpareHands coming forward here, has the res for the castle, and he's going to try and drop a castle on the face. If this goes up, this is going to be a very nice position. Nessy has a whole bunch of knights, but I don't think they're going to find a way through. The stone gate gets built enough. There's skirms over the side. They're not doing too much. But I think he's going to have to abandon this area and allow the castle to go up. Doesn't actually have any stone at the moment. SpareHands has actually thrown a bit of a spanner into things here. Armies are walking around. A few knights are coming in. Eco looks okay for Nessy. It is 3 TCs v2, and it's 3 Persian TCs. Just have to keep making Vils out of them. Keep the food count up. And eventually... Oh, there's actually 3 Vil kills under here. Could dive this. Decides to run past because there's more Vils down here. Going to be dropping a 4th TC out the side. Who cares about the skirms? Down goes 1 on this side though. So back to 3 now. How much work? The quick wall's coming in. Yes, very nice. But can they stay up? Is the house going to stay up? I'm not sure if it can. It will stay up for the time being. There's no gap on the side there either. Oh, it's gone up, but is it going to go back down? Repair, repair, repair. The last knight gets involved, and the pikemen are going to come over, and they'll save the day. And the knights eventually realize they need to force these pikemen down, or they need to move, and here we go. So SpareHands on gold in the middle. Could arguably even buy another castle here. I'd be tempted to buy another castle. Costs a fair bit, but it may be a good thing, because if you can get one down underneath the second one, right here, push another town center, or on the hill, be a very strong situation. The blue villager that was here is eventually going to go down. SpareHands able to start fishing again at home. And this game is probably going to find its way towards Imp at some point. But for now, we're in a very, very interesting situation. As a stable comes down... No, it doesn't. It was going to be a stable. It's now going to be a siege workshop. Nessy's managed to build up a counter castle. Has still got 4 TCs running. 92 Vils. Imp on the way. For 68 Vils. And look, SpareHands just does not have the food at the moment. Floating a fair bit of gold and wood. He's coming forward with a few samurai. But it feels like in a minute, we're going to see Imp for Nessy. And that castle's on a hill as well. Workshop goes down. Lots going on. The knights are going to come in for the Persians and try to clean these samurai up. And it feels pretty good for our Persian player on his home map. Still so far away. Needs more farms. SpareHands sadly needs more farms. Or the extra pond. Get more fishing ships. We're going to see Imp come in here. And what's that going to bring? Hopefully Trebs out of this castle. It does appear to be that way. And Nessy's in. Nessy's in and Cavalier's in. And a castle's been denied down here, unfortunately, for SpareHands. And the GG's called as a result. And that'll be a 2-1 win. Oh, that'll be a 2-1 win for Nessy in the first round of Division 3. And we can see here again. So there's a lot of Cavalier. This castle was slowly going to fall to the Trebs. SpareHands was not yet clicked up to Imp. It was 109 vils to 71. This castle being denied was the final straw with Cavalier in. They were just going to roam forward and they were going to do a lot of work on the remaining Japanese villages. But there it is. That is a 2-1 victory for Nessy over SpareHands. Both these players showing a lot of good signs for the rest of this tournament. And they'll both be very much in contention to win the Demo Raft. That is the first place Division 3 prize.